Hi guys, it's Thorne here. This is going to be the first of probably a set of a few videos where Dev and I will do things separately. So I decided for my first one, I will do something that's gone around YouTube for a little while called the Goth tag. I figure that's probably something appropriate for me, and it's easy. I just can answer a few things for you guys until we get a bigger basis going on. So yeah, let's go ahead and just jump right in. The first question that we have is, how long have you been goth? In my case, I would say there wasn't really a point in time where it really began. It's always been something that's been present in my life. My mother, she is sort of a goth, I guess you could say. But she, as I was growing up, I grew up a lot around, like, I don't want to say Kiss is a goth band, because I know it's not, but things like that, things of a darker nature. So I think when it finally really set in was probably when I was, I want to say 11 or so. It was about 6th grade, so middle school for America. So yeah, say about then is when it really kicked in for me. What goth subgenre would you put yourself in? That's a bit of a funny one. I don't really go along with different classifications, so I don't think there's really one particular one that I stand by. Every now and again I can get a little bit into cyber, a little bit of new. It really depends on my mood of the day. Overall, goth is just the umbrella term for me, or a lot of people will say alternative. It depends on the day. If you guys hear anything in the background, Dev is in the room right next to me. She's playing a game. How were you introduced to goth? As I said, that was something I grew up with. My mom sort of introduced me to it, I guess you could say. But the major thing I would say was probably the internet. Did a lot of it. That's where I found out about a lot of different genres, a lot of the different stuff that goes into it, the music, fashion, etc., etc. What do you believe to be the basis of the goth culture? The obvious answer is music. That's where everything started, that's where it all picked up. But obviously, the actual answer person to person will be more of an opinionated basis, so I'm not really going to put my idea in on that. Just like I said, it started out with the music and things took off from there. That's my opinion on it. What do your parents think of it? Okay, so take for an example. My father and I both, I have a vape, so does he. He has like 3 of them. But anytime we go down to a shop and we get something new for him, it's always the same question: what color do you want it in? And it never fails. Unless they don't have it, he will say black. So as far as both my mom and my dad go, they're both very supportive. They both sort of take part in the subculture to an extent. So yeah, they both, my mom will buy stuff for me. My dad every now and again, usually around Christmas or something like that. But yeah, my parents are both pretty okay with it. I got pretty lucky. Eyebrows or no eyebrows? As you can see, I do have mine, but I'm not going to judge anybody that doesn't. I think those that shave them off and can draw them back on are extremely talented, and I applaud them. I tried it once when I was a little younger, and definitely not for me. It did not go well. Shut your mouth. I tried. What is your favorite band? My favorite band in the entire world is not a goth band, or at least I don't think they're categorized as one, but it would be Lordi from Finland. if I had to choose specifically a goth band to go with, it's gonna sound really basic, but I'd probably have to say the Sisters of Mercy. Opinion on Marilyn Manson. I enjoy him. I do. I love all of his music. There hasn't really been one that I listened to that I didn't really like. I know when I first started listening to him when I was younger, my dad flipped out a little bit. I don't really understand why now, because it's not like I was one of those rebellious teens that, oh my god, all of a sudden I'm listening to Manson and I've got to go against everything my parents say. I've got to go against society and blah, 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 blah. No, it was nothing like that. It was just something that I enjoyed. He never really said anything beyond it after finding out I listened to him. Just kind of let me do my own thing. But yeah, I really like him as a person and everything. I've watched a few different interviews, and there hasn't been much he said that I really disagree with or anything like that. So yeah, I like him. And the question that I was afraid of getting to, the last one, is what were your baby bat days like? I'll see if I can't find a few photos to include at the end of this video for you guys, but I would say looking back on it now, I obviously did not have a clear understanding for what goth was then. I think, how do I put this? I'll just say it's obvious. Like, I had the whole dark concept down and all this and that, but as far as how I acted, I was probably more of an emo kid at those times, but everybody that would look at me would say I was like the leader of the wolf pack, I was the goth of the school, I was the freak of the school and all this and that, but I wasn't really those that didn't have a decent friend group or anything. Like, a lot of us did gather around the same ideals, same culture aspects, so it wasn't really like a completely bad thing. It was anybody around that age. As I said, I was in like 6th grade at the time, so I was it's only middle school. People are still really judgmental about how others look. They freak out if they see anything a little bit different in somebody. Oh, God. Man, my baby bad days. I'm definitely more of the goth that I aspired to be now than I was back then. Between wardrobe choices and everything else, I was one of those that sort of immediately went toward the trip pants and band shirts kind of thing. If that gives you any idea of what it was actually like for me. Not good. Not good at all. Oh, okay. But yeah, so Dev and I just wanted to do videos sort of explaining ourselves, and we figured this would probably be one of the best ones for me to do. Kind of give you guys a little bit of an insight to us. Let me close this up, I don't need it anymore. But yeah, so that's a little look into me as a person. I'm not sure what our next video will be together. I know Dev needs to do her single video, which I don't know what she's going to do for it yet. I know we wanted you guys to ask a few questions, so if you want to leave any for her down in the comment box, you're more than welcome. Ask anything you want.
Talk about your current life, too.
Ugh. She's yelling at me to talk about current life. I don't even know where to begin with that. My current life is crazy.
Well, yeah. You know about your past and your goth side, but you need to know more about you. You, your family, relationship, all that.
Ugh, God. Okay, so she's saying to talk about sort of like family, relationships, all that. if I would have done this a little while ago, that would have been kind of touchy to talk about, but as you guys have seen in past videos, we pretty much go down to a place called the Castle every Friday. That's become sort of our release thing, all the stresses of the week. We'll just go dance, have fun, maybe get a drink or two if we can afford it at the moment. But I've already explained, I get along with my mother and my father very well. Growing up, my mom and I were always really close. My dad was a truck driver at the time, so he wasn't home too much, but we were still, I'm just like him. That's the best way I can really put that. As far as relationship goes, you guys can see that. So yeah, that's a thing. I'll see if I can eventually get him in one of these videos, but I can't really make any promises. I know he doesn't really like being on camera or anything like that. He does do streaming on Xbox every now and again, so I can leave his Xbox gamer tag in the description if you guys want to try to catch him every now and again. I know he's been playing a lot of Fallout lately. He plays Overwatch. Then again, all of us do. Anybody that knows the game, I'm an Xbox player too. I mostly play Moira lately, but I also play Sombra and Orisa. So that's a little bit a thing. I don't really play too many games. I haven't had an Xbox for too long. I think I got mine back in October. And prior to that, I was mostly just on PC, but I never really played anything like League or anything. I did play a little bit of Heroes of the Storm. That was to get the special stuff that they had for Overwatch. One of our other friends and I were the only ones that had computers that could run the game, so what we did was we played through everybody's accounts and we would get all the stuff unlocked and all that. Wasn't anything too fancy, but we did it. Heroes, I play... I think the only character I really play is Ragnaros. I know, I seem like a little bit of an edgelord. Oops. Dev is my personal best friend. We've been friends for 11 or 12 years at this point. We met in 7th grade. Things kind of went from there. She just moved in with me this year. What was it, back in February 5th. She's got the date marked. So yeah, she's been living with me since February. And we decided to start up the YouTube channel and everything just to give us something else to do. We've had a little bit of trouble finding jobs and stuff like that. I don't want to say it's because of the piercings and everything, but obviously it very well could be. I know a couple places have said something about it. But we're trying. She's managed to donate plasma once. They told me my veins were not quite good enough, so they told me to hydrate a little bit more, so I've got this with me. I'd really rather have a monster right now.
Don't need it.
Yes, I do. I don't need it. But yeah, I think that's just about gonna do it for this video because I'm almost up to 15 minutes. I don't want to make it too long. I don't want to bore everybody. So, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.